And I kept thinking, why? Why am I getting all these symptoms? Everything that we have to cook to eat, it's not really our food. So we don't have a million people reverse a condition, but it will still be anecdotal because it's some African social media guy saying it. If you say that I'm fear-mongering, I really don't believe it. Weights in one of my teachers' gardens at school in Nairobi. I started weight training. I became addicted to it. So when I finished, I went back to Ghana. I was going to study law, but I couldn't, just so many things going on. Just Ghana wasn't for me. So with the NHS, we're importing nurses. So I signed up and I became a psychiatric nurse. I came here, I was trained. So that's where my medical background comes from. A psychiatric nurse, I left when I was a senior nurse because I had enough of it. This will happen. When I was training as a nurse, the training was so dynamic. You learn a lot about yourself and how the neurotransmitters. So it's amazing. I loved it. But when you walked onto the ward, you're a cleaner because you've got 4 nurses and 30 patients. And what happens was the patients, we call them play up. They get up in the morning and you just give them basically just this routine. Give them cornflakes with sugar and skimmed milk because a full-fat milk was the devil. Skimmed milk, and the patients eat that, and then some of them would just fall asleep. I knew it was what the food was causing that. Basically, you're raising your insulin levels all the time. And then some of them will go hyper. We call it hyper. They go crazy. What did we do? Inject them with PRN medication and placate them. That's what it was. And I thought, I did that for a while, and I thought, I can't be part of. But then, this was in the 90s. There was no social media to start screaming and shouting. And then I just kept my mouth shut. Eventually, I pulled out of nursing. I got into my passion, which is bodybuilding. I trained. I became the British #1 bodybuilder. I was very champion. Then I bought a gym after I retired. And at the same time, I started training bodybuilders and helping people lose body fat, through nutrition. And then there became a wave of these online, I just was going to swear, but I don't want to swear, online gurus and trainers. And they kept saying, oh, Eddie's old school. He'll make you eat like real food. We can do the same thing with, cereal bars and bagels. Some kids were coming into my gym, finishing training, eating bowls of cereal. At the same time, you're watching them, their skin conditions are getting worse, their mental health problems, and you can see. And I thought, hang on, what the I started bodybuilding in the 80s. It was all about eating nutrient-dense food. This is how crazy we were, because we knew the best proteins to use. None of this, the crap that you got, high protein in the shops. We used to, follow breastfeeding mothers and try and buy milk from them. That's how obsessed we were. We used to eat lots of red meat, lots of eggs, because we knew we used to chew desiccated liver tablets. It was all about nutrients, but now it's not. When you go to the shops, everything is high protein, and kids are buying it thinking that those proteins, those foods are actually bioavailable, but they're not. They're just literally drinking sugar water. And then all the mental health problems, kids coming in with depression and anxiety. I'm like, you were not like this about 6 months ago. Don't you realize that the catalyst from how you were and how you are now is because of your diet? No, it can't be. So I got to a point where I just got so frustrated. And then I was sitting in my office seeing people one-to-one, clients were coming to me, I was doing the diets for them. And then I've got a Gen Z daughter. And she says, Dad, what are you doing? This is not, they use the word lean. That's not lean. It should be on social media. It should be on social media to reach more people. Then eventually we made a few videos and my daughter used to edit them for me. Eventually it just took off. We made one viral video of me swearing and cussing, and eventually it cut across. And then we started making the videos. And every time I made a video, sometimes she'd say, no, Dad, we need more energy, more swearing. and I put them in. And and then, literally, sorry, we just managed to cut across the some of the youngsters that I used to see with mental health problems, the skin conditions and all of that. They're messaging me and saying, Eddie, I just changed my diet. All I did was just change and listen to what you were telling me. When I started training, it was all about keeping your insulin levels down all the way throughout the day. So I used to eat 38 eggs every single day. You see, you think it's crazy, but I was a student nurse, couldn't afford, decent meal. And I used to go to the farm near me. I was in the early 20s, and the older ladies there would come, oh, there's a young man is flirting, and they give me trays of eggs for like, a pound. And I used to so I had lots of eggs. So my first meal would be like scrambled eggs with cheese. So it's all about eating fats, and animal fat especially, and avocados and olives and nuts throughout the day, keeping the insulin levels down. And then before training, I had a little bit of carbs before and after. And that was it. We had 4 meals. And that's how we built muscle. And it was so easy. Now it's been complicated. People are doing crazy stuff, drinking all this whey protein. Now whey protein is I'm sorry to say that. But sometimes I hear doctors talking about whey protein. I'm like, look at what you're telling people to eat. It's got emulsifiers. It's got different types of sweetness in them, and you know what they do to the gut bacteria. But you're preaching that because apparently it comes from a cow. Go to gyms, they roll out all these cereal bars, and it's all ultra processed, and I pulled out of it. So now I don't own a gym anymore. Everything I do is online. I've got an online community called Abbew Crew, which has got about 21,000 people. And sometimes we read their testimonies and we cry because some of them have been on medication for like 40 years. And all we did was just change their diet. Just say to them, listen, I'm not a doctor. And I know most of what's happening is anecdotal. We keep saying anecdotal. We have 1 million people reverse a condition, but it will still be anecdotal because it's not, because it's some African social media guy saying it. So it's anecdotal, even though people are healing themselves. And there are people coming up reversing conditions. There's a woman in our community who's been in a wheelchair for 10 years. It's crazy. Like everybody in the Zoom call, which is about 270, we're all crying because she's been in a wheelchair for ages and she changed her diet. Now she can walk. She started walking 15 minutes. Now she's walking without a wheelchair. Just because she changed her diet. And she's been literally giving her a lifelong sentence. You're never going to get better. You got to take this medication for the rest of your life. She's not on any medication now. So the reason why you won't see me on mainstream media is because is that going to work? How am I going to be on ITV and then in between the adverts they show up McDonald's? That's not going to work. They are killing us slowly. So no one's saying anything. And if you don't, if you say that I'm fear-mongering, I really don't give a I believe that what we are is what we eat. When I finished bodybuilding, because I also bought into, I did that in the 80s, and I bought into because you see the magazines, you see the big guys, when you're younger, they're eating 6 meals a day, high carbohydrate foods. And I got into that. I was drinking maltodextrin like it was going out of fashion. And then when I finished bodybuilding, I had peripheral neuropathy, I had panic attacks, I had joint pain, I had all these things. And I thought because I damaged myself through bodybuilding. And then I changed my diet. And all the symptoms disappeared. And I'm thinking, hang on, there are people walking around suffering needlessly only because we are not being given the right information about nutrition. Nutrition is simple. I go as far as to say that everything that we have to cook to eat, it's not really our food. We can survive on it for a while, but it's not optimal. Like, how the would you just pick up rice and chew it raw? Potato. All the foods that we got to cook to eat, processed like that, yes, we can survive on it. But for optimal health, I think we can only eat things like meat and fruits when they're in season. You see, fruits. I used to love avocados when I was a child. And then that's in Ghana. I used to eat avocados whenever it was in season. At a hotel in Vegas, I ate some guacamole. And literally my lips swelled up. I end up throwing up, my itchy throat, itchy mouth, something called oral allergy syndrome. Now, I never heard of it. Anyway, I went back to Ghana in 95 when my mum died. I could eat the avocados there in Ghana. And I kept thinking, why? Why am I getting all these symptoms? My sister said to me, you can eat these avocados, but you can't eat these ones. I'm like, why? These ones are meant for Europe. Why? Because they can't ripe. The ones that, these ones that cost less money, they are like local, from somebody's garden, somebody's grown them using manure. These ones have been grown with chemicals, and they got to keep them so that they don't ripe through when they're being transported. We insist on eating fruits all year round. We're not supposed to, as human beings, unfortunately, but people don't want to hear it. So for that reason, fruits are being made in different countries with pesticides that we shouldn't be, should be consuming. See, humans, we're the only animals that put chemicals on plants to stop other animals from eating it, but then we eat it ourselves. That's so dumb. But we think we are the smartest. We are smart when it comes to technology and stuff like that. But when it comes to nutrition, they and as soon as you realize that and start eating properly, you feel amazing. Remember, single ingredient foods, go home and cook it yourself. That's the best way. That's what our parents did. None of this, sit back, chill out, let's just order Deliveroo with some guy with a snot hanging out of his face. You can see that he doesn't even about your food. He probably opened it and spying it, because if you don't, then he brings it and you're sitting there, look at it. What's that green thing? It looks like a cockroach, but you eat it because somebody's made it. Cook your own damn food. But unfortunately, that's the world we live in. And I refuse to be part of that world. I refuse to be. I want to make my own food. I want to teach the youngsters. I've been to so many places. I've been to Cambridge University. I've been to Eton College, and the kids are amazing. We went to Eton. There were kids, actually, when you're walking past some of the residents, they are frying steak and they are cooking eggs. And I'm like, yes, they're listening. And I'm so glad that my screaming and shouting and swearing and being obnoxious on social media, it's actually cut across to the younger generation. That makes me so happy. So as far as mainstream is concerned, them, because I believe that they got their own agenda. They want to push all the plant-based. Listen, when 1990, now was it 2018, or I don't know what year it was, that program came out. It was called Game Changer. And a lot of my clients are like, oh, Eddie, I want to be plant-based. I want to be plant-based. Why can't you, So I said, let me try plant-based for whatever. So I was eating lentils. They're in lentils. Getting the protein from lentils like getting water from piss. That's nonsense. It's not the bioavailability of lentils compared to, let's say, meat or eggs. It's nonsense. So we eating lentils, and then all I did was every morning I go and sit in the toilet. It's like somebody's put, a grenade in my gut. And my kids used to say, Dad, we can smell your poo through the walls. Then you realize, okay, so this plant-based is not for me. And I used to think, well, different diets for different people, but that's bullshit. We're all human beings. We're supposed to, the fact that your body's adapted to something different doesn't mean that we shouldn't be eating the same food. For optimal health, we should be eating the same food. I say to the bodybuilders all the time, you're an animal, just like any other animal. If you want to build muscle, what you do is you catch another animal and then you kill it. And then you eat its muscles. That's simple. It sounds so basic, but that's what it is. Then you eat its muscles, and then the body breaks it down to amino acids and then builds the muscle for you. At no point was whey protein mentioned. Somebody always said, oh, you can get protein in chickpeas, and you can get protein. I said, shut up. You know what I mean? Where on earth would you be able to chew chickpeas raw? Because human beings, we survived the Ice Age. Nobody used any fire then. We survived the Ice Age, killing mammoths and stuff like that, and eating on the fat for years. So we survived it. There was no fire. I believe the discovery of fire is what's led us here. We're not being given the right information about food. And as soon as you realize that and keep nutrition simple. Nutrition, what is simple nutrition? When you get up in the morning, don't anything. Your liver and your hormones release energy, a ton of energy for you. Use it first. The last thing you want to do is shove a lot of orange juice and cereal. As soon as you do that, insulin level goes up. Before you know it, you're walking around tired. And then some doctor comes, you got this autoimmune disease. Oh, we don't know what caused it. You do. Is that that you're eating? Or this metabolic condition? Oh, we don't know. You know, doctor says you got that. Listen, the neurotransmitters that control your brain are the same ones that control your gut. And as soon as you make that connection and put the right stuff in here, you feel amazing. I feel amazing. And I want all of you to feel that too. Thank you for listening to me.